April 12th, the big day and important announcement. I have all the details and what we can expect right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, April 12th is rapidly approaching and there's going to be a big announcement on this day that I want to break down for you right here in this video, as we all need to understand what this means and how it's going to impact all of us going forward, as this has been a major issue for a very long time now, and this latest report is going to give us a glimpse into what is going on and all the details we need to know going forward, as well as what all of this means for us over the coming months. So let's get into it and discuss April 12th, the big announcement that will be coming out, and why we need to pay attention to this one very closely. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you with everything that's happening right now and all of these major announcements that continue to hit the wire. It's a very busy time, things are changing rapidly, and no matter what, I'm here for you every single day, right by your side to help you out in any way that I can. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. It's totally free to do so, and again, also remember, I'm here for you. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that's my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. Alright, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about April 12th and why this is a very important day that we want to watch, as the announcement coming out that morning will indicate what's going to happen here over the rest of basically this year, as well as many months to come. So here's what's happening. The morning of April 12th, we will be getting the latest CPI data release in reference to the month of March. Now, this is also known as the inflation report or consumer price index, which is what CPI stands for. Now, this is a very important report because we all know since about mid-2021 or so, all of 2022 and so far this year, it has been very, very high, as in inflation. Inflation has been very, very high, even though, to be fair, maybe, yes, it has been coming down a little bit over the last few months, but we've also seen over the last several reports here that things like food, shelter, healthcare, and other things that many of us are spending money on a very regular basis are still going up on a very pretty fast pace, right? We know that food inflation is still very, very high right now. So even though that these inflation reports have been coming down a little bit with the headline numbers, it's on a lot of the things that many of us don't buy very frequently, like used cars, gas prices, airline tickets, things like this that maybe we buy every so often, but honestly, not even that much. I mean, let's be real. How often are you buying a used car? Probably not that often. How often are you filling up with gas? Maybe a couple times per month, maybe. And again, it's things that we're buying on a very infrequent basis. And again, how often are you buying airline tickets? Probably not that often, right? I'm just going to go ahead and guess, right? So when it comes down to it, yes, inflation has been moving down on those items, but for the real life things that many of us are buying every single week, every single month, food, shelter, things like that, prices are still rising. So on the morning of April 12th, we will be getting this latest CPI data release. Now, why is this such a big deal, and why do we want to pay attention to this one very closely? Well, here's another thing we want to pay attention to. This is going to give the Federal Reserve additional information as far as what they need to do with their interest rate policy. Are they going to raise interest rates? Are they going to pause raising interest rates? Are they going to lower interest rates? What are they going to be doing going forward for the next couple months here and through the rest of 2023? Good questions. Well, this one piece of data will give the Federal Reserve additional information to help them determine what they actually want to do going forward with their interest rate policies and, of course, with the interest rates, because we all know they've moved up a lot in 2022. And we know that interest rates are still very high, which makes it very, very expensive for any of us who are floating balances on credit cards right now, or maybe opening any new types of loans or anything like that. It's all very expensive. These interest rates are very high, which makes it even more expensive to borrow money, and it makes it more difficult to pay it back, especially during a time like right now when people have virtually no money, as we've seen from all the reports here over the last few weeks and, of course, the last several months, as I've been bringing all that information to you in these videos. So this is a very important report, even though we might look at it and think, really, why do we care about the CPI? Really, I don't really care. It doesn't pertain to me. Well, it actually does pertain to all of us because if you're spending any money on anything right now, you're feeling the effects of all this inflation, right? And we all know that prices have gone up on virtually everything. And have prices really come down? Well, depends on who you ask, depends on where you're located, and depends on what you're buying. But maybe prices have come down a little bit on some items like gas, for example. Did come down quite a bit there for a handful of months, but it's still pretty expensive. I mean, here's the thing. Gas prices have come down, but what about everything else that we buy on a more frequent basis? And again, hasn't really come down all that much, maybe a little bit depending on what you're buying. So that's why these reports are very important, and it gives us a glimpse into the previous month. Now, this is generally what happens. These reports are usually released in the middle of the month for the prior month. This is just pretty standard. This is generally when it comes out. It usually comes out anytime between about the 11th and about the 14th or 15th of the month, and this time it happens to be landing on the 12th of the month, and again for April. So this is in reference to the inflation data for March. Now, depending on what it actually comes in at, depends on what all these people are going to come out and say. Now, again, usually if the report is good, they all gather around and say, yes, we did that. It was really good and it was all because of our efforts and because of all the things we've been implementing. We did this. Yes, hooray for us, right? Now, this is what some of the talking heads out there say. Now, again, if this number comes in kind of bad or higher than what they're anticipating, they're going to come in like they always do and say, well, this is delayed information. This is not actually accurate because it's from last month. It's already weeks delayed. Okay, but really, has it come down that much here over the last couple of weeks? Probably not, right? So we'll see, and we'll be getting all this data here in a matter of just a short time. So once we get that information, of course, I'll bring it to you in a dedicated video, or I'll break it down at some point once we get that information. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. And remember, the Federal Reserve has the target of bringing inflation back down to about 2 to 2.5%. Good luck. Yeah, we'll see if that actually happens. It's going to take a very long time for that actually to happen. And if it does, the economy is probably going to be contracting a lot more than what we're already seeing at this time. So either way, this is another big day, another big announcement coming out. And remember, we're not even that far out from those of you that receive fixed income benefits like Social Security, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA benefits. We're not that far out from starting to get those numbers that are very important in the months of July, August, and September to determine what the COLA will be for next year. I know we're talking about April right now, but seriously, it's only a few more months until we're into July, and then we're going to be talking about the very important CPI data that comes out then, because that's what's going to determine your raise for next year already. Can you believe we're here already? I know, crazy, right? Seems like this year is zipping right on by so fast, but this is what we're down to, and this is what it's coming in at. So we got to continue watching these numbers very closely, especially over the coming months here. It's going to be very, very important because then we'll get a better glimpse into how much your raise will be for next year. Anyway, that's a few months out still, so I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but just saying, these are very important numbers. Anyway, I'll keep you posted as I do get more information here. It's anybody's guess at this point how much this next CPI data release number could be. Who knows? Either way, I'll keep you posted, but this will be the announcement the morning of, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time on the 12th of April. Anyway, I'll bring that information to you as I do get it. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands upon thousands of videos right here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Have a good one. Leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below. If I need to, I can always come back and make another dedicated video, or I do my best to read as many comments as well as respond to as many comments as I possibly can. So just want to do what I can to help you out. Enjoy. I'll catch you again later in the next